So, we have seen some stuff with Zion Williamson. He is now reportedly not even close to coming back. He's talking about, oh, we're going to be fine by January. We're going to be fine. And honestly, I don't know what is going on with him, but him and playing basketball do not seem to be two things that are going to be happening anytime soon. Before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 6,000 subscribers as soon as possible. If we can somehow do that by the end of the day, that'd be insane. Our goal was 5.9k and we did manage to hit that. But there's one thing that is, we've seen him go away from his, leave his agency. And the reason, basically, why he's leaving his agency, he left his agency, is because he's stuck in New Orleans. And I don't understand what more the agents can do. He was the number one pick. Nobody was ever not going to take him at number one. He was the number one pick. He could have stunk it up at Duke if he wanted to go to New York at 3. The agents can't force a team to trade for him. He's been injured, so the New York Knicks obviously weren't going to trade for him. They weren't going to give the Kings ransom for him. Like, if he was just healthy, that would have been, and he wanted to be in New York, it probably would have been him instead of Mikal Bridges there. And in my opinion, after one healthy season in a COVID year with no fans, 20 games as a rookie, an entire season missed out to get a max contract, I think his agents might be the greatest agents in the history of basketball. Because Steph Curry showed as much, well, didn't quite show as much promise, and they criticized him for giving him nowhere near the max in Golden State. And he got a max deal and has barely played basketball. So I would say, honestly, that his agents should be given, he should be given his agents a damn prize. But there's a weird thing we've seen. Like, Zion Williamson let that video of him getting the tattoo come out. He let the video come out. Like, he's been tactical about everything. All the skinny Zion stuff during the summer, around when New York were still reportedly looking to make a trade, when they had all their assets, when they were looking to make the trade, all the skinny Zion stuff comes out. And now he's getting rid of his agency. There's a video of him looking like he's putting on weight. And there's one thing when it comes to Zion. Zion's contract is not guaranteed. Like, this was the end of last year. New unusual details paint a picture of potentially fraying relationship between the once highly touted rookie and the Pelicans. Amid resurfacing concerns about his persistent availability issues, the Pelicans, and nothing's changed a year later, Pelicans could be at rope's end with a two-time All-Star. They've opted to protect themselves if Williamson misses more time. In Williamson's 5-year extension signed July 2022, the last 3 years of the deal are no longer guaranteed. The former number one pick sat out more than 22 games last season, which triggered a clause that turns his salary from guaranteed to non-guaranteed for next season, the season after, and the season after that. Should Williamson also miss a significant number of games, he could take a financial hit this season as well. So he's going to take a financial hit because of that. His extension reportedly includes ways for him to earn back lost guarantees by hitting specific benchmarks. At the time, he could lose more money if he doesn't pass regular checks of weight and body fat. For example, one clause in the contract dictates that the sum of Zion Williamson's weight and body fat percentage must be lower than 295. And I reckon, from what we have seen from Zion Williamson, he is probably in the 20% body fat right now. Like, he is probably at about 20% body fat right now. And the reality is that this was Zion Williamson at 285. Like, this was genuinely, when he came in, this was him at 285 pounds. Zion is not as big as, is bigger than he was then. There is absolutely no way that if that's 285, Zion Williamson is under 300 pounds right now. There's absolutely no way. Like, he apparently came out and said he weighed 281 pounds here, and which means he would have to be under 14% body fat to hit those weight goals. The reality of the situation is that we have seen Zion Williamson with his top off, and there is no way, there is absolutely no way that the man is... I'm trying to see if I can find a picture. There was one of him getting a tattoo. Probably should have done a bit better, but like, this is Zion Williamson. he posted this video, by the way, and he wanted this video to get out. There is no way that he would have let this video to get out at this time. Like, he is... Again, he's out there looking like me. And I'm not a pro athlete. If I even wanted to go back, obviously with my leg injury and my lung damage, I realistically couldn't. But if I even wanted to go back to play semi-professional basketball in Ireland, I couldn't show up in this shape. To play semi-pro basketball in Ireland. His arms, in fairness, he's still huge. He's still Zion. But his arms aren't as big as they were at Duke. He's like, even muscle-wise, he's not as big as he was at Duke. So, maybe he's... So he looks like he could be trying to eat his way out of New Orleans. And I think he might be able to do it. Like, with the guaranteed contract, could he be trying to just get New Orleans to tear up the contract? Because if he becomes a negative asset and they have to pay him a whole bunch of money, could there be a scenario where New Orleans tear up the contract? I know he's obviously got more, like he's got some value. He's going to lose money himself, but maybe he doesn't care. Like, he's already made, 2 years of that deal has already happened. He's already probably made 50, 60 million. Take away all tax. He probably is worth 30, 40 million if he's smart with his money. And he doesn't really need anything more in his NBA career. He sells shoes. He's got a Jordan brand shoe. Like, could the money help him? Sure, but he doesn't need any more money. Could he be trying to just get New Orleans to get it? Could he be doing a Harden? Could he be trying to eat his way out of New Orleans? And you've even got Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe genuinely out here talking about eats 400 pounds. Zion Williamson's 25-pound transformation, not enough. He's bigger than he was, by the way. It looked like he got skinny and then has put it all back on. Everybody's making excuses for him. He's just a big... People are talking about Shannon. Look at the elephant. All he eats is grass. Zion has a problem what I told my kids. I can't want something more from you than you want from yourself. Everyone wants Zion to get in shape except Zion. Everybody wants Zion to have discipline except Zion. So how can I want something? How can the team want something more from him than he wants himself? Shannon Sharpe talking about Zion Williamson. And the reality is like, that seems like it could be the case. Like, obviously, a lot of other things are... That is not Zion Williamson. A lot of other things are happening when it comes to Zion Williamson. Ironically, I accidentally clicked on Victor Wembanyama, a person who if they could put on a little bit of weight, that would be... Actually, you don't know with Victor Wembanyama if it would be ideal on his like joints and stuff. He would put on weight. Either way, though, like, Zion Williamson very clearly is either has no discipline, either just can't get in shape. And look, I can guarantee you it's harder for Zion to stay in shape than it is for some players. But if you are literally, your job is to stay in shape. Like, that's the thing. It's like, and like, you can't play slow either. You're not like Luka Doncic. Luka can at least play slow. Luka needs to lose a bit of weight. But like, you're still incredibly, I'm not even going to say out of shape, but like, your job is to stay in shape. Your job is to get healthy. Your job is to make sure your body is at peak conditioning, and he's not doing it. And who knows, maybe a theory, because is it theory? Maybe it's a theory. It's just a theory. Maybe he's trying to eat his way out of New Orleans. Maybe he's trying to eat his way into a trade like James Harden did. With his contract not guaranteed, maybe he's trying to eat his way into them cancelling the contract. You just never know when it comes to Zion Williamson right here. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. I will see you guys.